Hi guys, this is Tina from Shabbydabbydoodah. Welcome back to my channel. So I'm hip for a bit of a play. I have recently put these cute little parasols or umbrellas in my Etsy shop, and I just thought that I would come along and have a play because I've been wanting to play with them since they've gone in. They're just so super cute. So there are two different sets. There's the kind of bright and vibrant little parasols. So you get 3 sheets. You get this sheet here, which is kind of both the sheets in, you know, more shrunken down size. And you've got some little cute labels. I'm not going to attempt to pronounce the word, but saying the word umbrella, but in French. And then you've got lots of little vibrant umbrellas. And then you've also got the same images, but in a larger size on the other 2 pages. And that's the PDF file. There will also be a JPEG version of the file, so of course you can obviously shrink that down and, you know, play around with that as you fancy. So that's the vibrant colours, and then there's also a set with more neutral colours. So one page is kind of beiges and it's got a couple of pinky kind of tones as well. And then you've got a set of, or a sheet with pale blues and again some sort of ivory type colours and shades. And then you've got again the shrunk down version with both the pages on there, and it's the same. You will get you know, a PDF version with the, you know, the 3 pages, and you'll also get the JPEG version, which of course you can then, you know, play around with and sort of size up and down and what have you. So I thought what we could do is just have a play with these and make some cute paper clips. I don't know why, but for some reason these just felt like they would lend themselves quite nicely to paper clips. So I should have probably cut these out prior to actually coming on to do the video, but I was not obviously that organised. So I'm just going to chop them down a little bit. I'm just going to put those off to the side. So obviously on the smaller sheet you've got these quite tiny ones, so I might just take one of those at first. And I mean, you've got quite a good variety, well, hopefully quite a good variety of sizes to use. So I'm going to kind of take one of the very tiny ones and then one of the bigger ones from that sheet, I think. And then should we do some from the vibrant sheet as well? So I couldn't resist the vibrant coloured ones. As you know, I mean, I just love colour, so this was just awesome, just an excuse to play with colour really. So I'm going to just take this little red one, and perhaps we'll take the blue one from over here. Okie dokie. Right, so we've got a few there. I wonder whether I want a sort of more medium sized one as well. Perhaps we'll take this green one as well. I probably won't have time to even get through half of these, but at least we have options, which is what it's all about, isn't it? Right, so let's get started. So I'm just going to chop down this cute little green one. Okay, yeah, definitely should have fussy cut these prior to doing the video, but never mind. So just chop them around. They're so sweet, I have to say. So obviously they're quite fiddly because obviously you've got the skinny, you know, the skinny top bit. I don't know what that's called, but, and then you've got the skinny, you know, handle as well. So, I mean, they're going to be, you know, quite delicate. I mean, she says I'm like the world's worst person when using or dealing with anything delicate. So, oh, fingers crossed I'm not going to just chop this handle off. I mean, you might be better off kiss cutting these rather than going in too close to the handle. So I might try that with the next one, but aren't they just so gorgeous? So what I'm going to do is obviously ink that up just to disguise where I've made that really rubbish job of cutting that, because yeah, I've not made a good job of that at all. So we've got quite a bit of the white kind of visible, so just go around there like that, and then just a bit there. Oops, nearly cut that top piece off. I mean, obviously these are from the smaller set, so obviously the bigger ones are going to be slightly easier to cut out. So, you know, this for me, this is super fiddly because of course, you know, I don't really kind of do small. just going to cut that little bit off. So hey, if I can do it, anyone can do it. Oh my goodness. Right, okay. So that looks pretty good now. And I'm thinking these would also look really fantastic if you glossy accented these. Well, actually, I'm now thinking, let's just distress, what do you call it? Oh, what do I call it? This stuff. Embossing glaze. Oh, just lost my words completely there. Couldn't remember what that was called. So let's try that with this one. So I'm just going to take a separate sheet to actually kind of put this on. Oops. So just ink this up. I mean, obviously this, like I say, pretty fiddly, but I think it's going to look quite nice when it's embossed glazed. So it's just, and this is my antique linen, which I know that I have mentioned before, but I bought the vintage photo as well, and I've only used that honestly once or twice because I've actually found the vintage or the antique linen to be a slightly better sort of colour. You know, I find the vintage photo a little bit too dark. So I'm just going to quickly, you know, dry this off. So, okay, so hopefully you can see that. It looks so cute, I have to say. Really pleased that I did emboss that because it really does look gorgeous. I love that colour green. It's just, oh, yummy. Right, so I want to obviously put this on some paper. So I've got my scraps bin here, you know, that we kind of, or, you know, that I kind of keep beside me. So just going to have a look and see what paper this might look best on. It may get completely lost in some of these. I mean, that's kind of quite sweet. It's a bit busy. Oh, that's quite nice, isn't it? Now, I wouldn't have really expected that to look good, but oh, that's really nice. Yeah, I quite like that. Right, so let's just tear this down. Just tear it off at the bottom as well. Oops. Might be a bit square now, so I might have to take some more down. That's a bit of a shame. I've kind of messed that up a little bit, but I think what I'm going to do, I'm just going to take a little edge off here. And I'm just going to take a little bit off here as well. That might be better. I mean, as I say, you know, this is quite a tiny project for me, so yeah, bit not really used to working with things so tiny, I must say. And then I might just ink this with, I'm wondering whether to ink it with pink. I know that's really totally not the obvious choice, and you're probably, well, probably thinking, what's she thinking? But I've got all these lovely ink pads. Let's use them and you know, just experiment, to be honest. Otherwise, it's just really easy to just always go for that vintage photo, which of course, you know, I love, and you know, of course, that always does look good. But just sometimes it's quite nice to do some different things too, isn't it? So let's just go around here. I wonder whether I could have more of that paper. Because I actually tore it quite, you know, a bit too small, I could maybe have some more. Not really going to fit this way up, unfortunately, so I'd have to have the flowers sideways on. I don't really mind that, to be honest. So we'll just tear this down like this and across here. Yeah, that looks quite nice. So I'm just going to glue those together. And I've transferred my glue at the moment into this Sugar Bell bottle. This is just my normal tacky glue. So you've probably seen me using this again, but because I'm filming ahead, you know, this is my first time of using this, but yeah, you've probably seen me using it now in other videos since then. So just glue that down like that. And then I might just ink around that again with some more of that pink. That looked really pretty. Oh, that umbrella is just so cute. I just love that colour. It's yummy. Absolutely yummy, that colour. Right. Just wondering, oh my gosh, look at the size of this doily compared to the... This is why I don't really kind of work with small things, obviously, isn't it? Because, my gosh, they're very fiddly. Oh, that looks rubbish, doesn't it? Absolutely rubbish. Yeah, I'm not loving that. Well, unless it just needs to be smaller. Let's just take it down a little bit more. Kind of quite sweet, isn't it? Not so sure though. Not convinced by that, so might have to have something else behind it. I wonder if I could have something like a little bit of book page, or even a little postage stamp or something. So let's just try the book page. That's quite cute, isn't it? Around. Just going to grab in a postage stamp. Actually, before I do that, I'm just going to try a red one. Got these out from because I'm currently still working on my Christmas stuff, so I've still got the red ones out on my desk. But oh, that's quite nice, isn't it? Wonder if I've got some that are slightly more pinky toned, that, you know, would just pick up the pinks more of the roses. It's always hard to find the exact right piece, isn't it? That's quite nice. I'm not over keen on those hands, but if you can see that postage stamp, just not, yeah, not so keen on those, but I quite like that colour of that stamp. Let me just see whether I've got any others in a very similar shade. Got this one. Let's try that. Oh, that's quite sweet, isn't it? Right, let's go for those. So what I'm going to do is probably vintage photo these two up. Because although they are vintage, and I say this all the time, but they're not that discoloured. So I just want to kind of vintage them up a little bit more than they already are, despite being vintage. Okay, and then just going to glue down the big one first. Okay. Oops. I'll just have that one there. Actually, I'm going to have it the other way up, I think. That way. Oops. Probably doesn't really matter because most of it's going to be covered up, but just in case it matters, you know. Okay. Put that one slightly to the side. And then, I mean, the irony, I'm just kind of covering those stamps up completely, but yeah, that's just pointless, isn't it? Why would I be covering them up completely that I've just that second put on there? No idea why I would do that. Right, I'm just going to see whether I've got any little kind of flower that I could pop anywhere near that little umbrella. Can't see any at the moment. Right, let's just stick the umbrella down. Right, now this is where I'm going to really struggle. Just trying to stick that long bit down. Okay, right. Just going to dab it off on my hand because I don't want too much glue oozing out, you know, from the skinny stem. So there we go. Like that. Whoops. Oh, that's so cute. So cute. Right, and then I had also brought along some of my fabric samples that I'd picked up at a shop recently, because I thought it's high time I start working my way through them, or else I'm going to have them just literally forever. So just cut them down. Sorry for that horrible noise. And then I'm going to put some lace underneath there as well. So let's just have a look and see what I've got in my little bag beside me. Okay. So I've got this one. Cut the header tape bit off so it's not gathered up anymore. Oops. Let's try this. It's quite sweet, isn't it? Let me just see whether it might look better on the pink. I was obviously drawn to the green because, of course, the umbrella is green, but they're not remotely the same shade, to be honest. So, you know, it probably doesn't really matter, to be honest. That may be better. So let's just trim that down. Oops. Like that. And I wonder if I could have one of those cute little labels. So just, actually, I wonder if we could have this pink one. I'd just bring in the pink of the velvet behind. Like that. And I'm going to just rough this up a little bit. Okay. Now just vintage it up a bit as well. Oh, that's so pretty, isn't it? So, yeah, I think I prefer it on the pink background, I have to say. Just going to check whether I might prefer not so much lace. So, like the lace just coming out one side. No, I like it all over, I think. Yeah, I prefer it all over, I think. And got some other lace here, which I'm not sure now about those velvet backgrounds. I really was, you know, wanting to use them because, of course, you know, that was the point, was I've got all those and it's time I use them. I'm not so sure now. I've got this little one that's kind of like leather. No, not that. Definitely not that. Got some Hessian. Oh gosh, that's just lost behind that lace, isn't it? You know, you can't even tell that it's Hessian, to be honest. So that's pointless. Just thinking whether I've got anything else that's, you know, like springing to mind straight away without having to go off and rummage around. I mean, yeah, we could do it without. Oh no. Oh no. Let me just try that. Yeah, I thought these velvet were going to look really good, but I'm not quite so sure that they are. And I was, yeah, just determined really to get through some of them. I mean, I say some of them, gosh, there's like 5 here. It wasn't really going to make much of a dent, was it? Now, well, I quite like this, to be honest, so I think I'll go for that. Let's just pop that down. Okay. Like that. And I'm going to just try and ink up my lace, because maybe that's looking a little bit white. Maybe that would look better if it's inked up. Yeah, I think that does look better. I mean, unless I don't have fabric and I have, you know, paper, but let me just quickly rummage through my fabrics. Hold on. Right, I've picked this fabric, which again, this is another upholstery, you know, sample, but I think it just looks a lot better with this, to be honest. I was trying to pick up the green, and of course, you know, that fabric wasn't the right colour green. So then I, you know, tried the pink, and no, that wasn't really working either. So I think I'm best off going with this. It's a very pale green, this is. But, you know, I'm not trying to pick up the umbrella colour anymore. But, yeah, I just thought it would look quite pretty. So I'm going to just trim the bottom off slightly. Okay. Like that. And then we're going to just place the lace on top like that. Now, do I want to ink around the fabric at the bottom? Maybe. Just a little bit. Not kind of too much, not going too mad or anything, but just a tiny bit. Just... Okie dokie, there, like that. And then we're just going to put the lace over there. So I'll just then pop the lace kind of all through the middle there, like that. Okay, whoops, my wipe gone, right, like that. And then I have got this little piece of, this just like a centre of a doily, but I thought maybe this might look quite sweet. Just coming out. Maybe not. Maybe it looks weird. I think that looks a little bit strange, to be honest. I thought it might have just looked, you know, cute hanging out of there, but no, I don't think it does. So I'm just going to try maybe little flower trim or something. Hold on. Also got that lace, which of course, you know, looks completely different now because, you know, I just wasn't really feeling it with that dark velvet, but it straight away takes on a bit of a different effect now. Okay, so I'm going to just then stick this down here. Just use my Fabri-Tac. Okay. Oops. Like that. Okay. And then I'm just going to have that little bit of lace kind of to the side. I just thought that looks sweet like that. So I'm just going to hot glue that on. It's just nice and quick. Okay. Like that. Whoops. Okay, and then just get my bit of bling, because of course it wouldn't really be complete without bling, would it? I don't think we can incorporate the bling anywhere actually on the umbrella, but no, that's just really peculiar. So let's just put the bling down here. Put it to the side, I think, like that. And then should we have a little butterfly? Because these Martha Stewart butterflies, they're really tiny. So I just thought actually that would probably look quite good on there because it's not going to kind of dominate it too much or anything like that. So just, oh, that's quite sweet over there. Yeah, going to, oh my goodness me. Every time I touch it, I drop it. Okay, there we go. Yay. Right, so now of course what I'm going to do is just kind of put the paper clip on the back. So just again going through my scraps bin, see if I've got anything sort of reasonably stiff. Okay, so I'll just cut this into, this is just, you know, some plain cardstock, and then just going to use one of those kind of medium-sized paper clips, so not the tiny ones, but this sort of medium ones. And we'll just then down like that. Okay. So again, I always really hot glue these down just because, you know, it's really nice and quick. You know it's glued down then, and, you know, you don't have to worry then about it at all. So just like that. Okay. Wow, that took a long time, didn't it, getting there? So I'll try and be a bit quicker, obviously, with the next one. But how cute does that look? Just really sweet, isn't it? So let me just put that to one side, and then I'll just bring the others in, and we'll just cut these out. I think I'm going to struggle with these really tiny ones, I've got to be honest. So perhaps I'll do this one here. Another neutral one. I'm going to cut it slightly wider, perhaps, on that stem. Again, just going round. Oops, must be careful of this thing because I nearly chopped that off on the last one. Okay. Should have really cut these with my scan and cut, to be honest, but didn't really think. Well, plus I wanted to show them as like a complete sheet, I suppose, really. So yeah, I guess that would have been a bit impractical perhaps, but right. Okay, so I've cut that stem a little bit kind of wider. I'm just going to trim off that big bit of white there. Okay, so I'm going to just ink this up. Could even put a little bit more pink on there, I suppose. And then we'll just ink it up with the vintage photo. And I think I'm going to do the embossing glaze again because it really, really looked pretty on there. So just emboss that. Not emboss it, sorry, just distress it a little bit. I'm just trying to disguise where I've, you know, done the cut-in kind of not snug. So like that. And I'm just going to emboss it. So I'll switch the camera off for this rather than bore you again. Okay, so I actually did 3 whilst I was at it to save you all, you know, having to wait around whilst I did more if we get time for more. So that's the 3 of them. So let's just do this one first. So let me just move that page out of the way, get rid of that. Again, I'm going to just pull in these fabric samples just to try and use them, which actually I'm just thinking, what did I do with that other half of the green one? Oh gosh, now I've mislaid that. So, oh well. Let's just again just try this green. No. Well, actually, it doesn't look so bad, to be fair. It's really strange, isn't it? Because I thought that green one would look really great on here. It didn't, and this one actually looks better on here than that did. Oh, I don't know. No, you just can't tell sometimes, can you? I've also got. Oh, here we go. Here's that green. Okay, so again, let me just bring in some paper. It might look good. Sorry, I did just knock the tripod there. Oh, I think that's upside down. Shame, because that's perfect colour-wise, but obviously it's quite, you know, dominating in the background, and it's really overshadowing the umbrella, really, so I quite like it on there, I think. Yeah. Let's try it. Yeah. Okay, so let's just tear that down. Right, wondering, my text is upside down now, but does that matter? Let's just do this. Okay. It's one of those rubbish crafting days today, I'm afraid. So sometimes you just get those, don't you, where things just aren't really coming together as you kind of hope. And, you know, other times you can sit down with no plan really, and everything just literally springs to life, you know, before your eyes. Yep, unfortunately, it's not one of those days today. Right, I quite like it on here. And weirdly, I quite like it on that kind of mustard background. I know that's really strange because this actually started out as pink, this umbrella. But I mean, obviously we did then put it, you know, the antique linen glaze, which, you know, has got a bit of a yellowy sort of tone to it. So I think that's, you know, that's why it looks quite good on there. So, and actually that book page looks quite good on there too. So let's just go for that. Okay, right. I wonder if we want, let's just bring in that bit of doily again, like we did last time. Well, I quite like it, I think. I don't know. Let's just have a look. Going to ink around this, and I'm wondering, shall I be brave again? So obviously I've got my colour-coded ink pads up here, which I'm loving. So let me just grab this. I can't tell you what colour it is until I see the name. Wild Honey. So the Wild Honey, I'm thinking might look quite good because could have the rusty hinge, but I think that's going to be too orange. The Wild Honey looks a good match for this, doesn't it? Well, we'll see. We'll see in a moment. So just see if I have an ink pad that's got those kind of tones already on it. Oh, not really. Oh, this one, I think I used this for rusty hinge. So actually I'm going to just ink these around a little bit with the vintage photo that's left on the ink pad. Just a bit. Okay. Right. The moment of truth. Are we going to just now make this really like, yikes, clashy? Or is it going to look okay? Let's check. Just going to dab this off because just in case it's got any of that rusty hinge on there still. Okay. Oh, let's see. Oh, I love this colour, this Wild Honey. It's so pretty, isn't it? Haven't used it for a while. And I'd forgotten, to be honest, how much I do like it. So, oh, that looks lovely. Really goes well against this, you know, upholstery sample. So let's just trim that down. Again, just like that. And then I'm thinking, again, need something obviously in the background because it's quite big, or we could obviously, you know, cut it down a bit. Wonder if I want some more book page or something coming out behind. Not sure. Let me just have a look at some lace. I mean, I just think, oh, if all else fails, lace. Lace is the answer, isn't it? Oh, that lace looks glorious on that, you know, this colour, doesn't it? So I think I might do it like this and chop the lace, or, you know, we could have the lace hanging, I guess, but chop this down slightly so it's not quite so big. So I'm just going to stick that lace on there. Like that. I'm going to just move that over slightly because I want to have, you know, a proper amount of this showing in the background because it's such a pretty colour. And then we're just going to pop this one on like that. And then I'm just going to cut this down slightly. And I will cut that lace off because it looks a bit strange, just being so dangly. I thought it might have looked good, but yeah, I don't think it does really. So just trim that off there. Okay, I'm just going to have the umbrella now, just before I stick that on. this is quite big. Let me see whether I've got, from my street names, whether I've got a tiny one. Probably not tiny enough. I've got this Peterson Muse down here. Let's just give that a try. Okay. So I hope everyone's having a good day. Hope you're doing some nice crafting and, you know, fun projects. Oops. It feels like a calm day here. You know, just some days they feel calm. Feels like that here. That's quite nice, tucked behind there. Don't know whether I want the doily or not now. Oh yeah, I do. Yeah. Might just ink that doily up a bit because it's maybe quite stark. I have got some that's coffee dyed, but not, you know, not right here. Oh, do you see what I did? I dipped this in the amber, thinking it was the, sorry, the wild honey, thinking it was the vintage photo. Right, let's go again. Not sure about this now. Right, let's just go for the street name. That's quite pretty, isn't it? Okay, right. Nearly was a disaster. That's why you should just never leave those ink pads open in reach. I've done it so many times. You know, you think you're grabbing one and no, you grab a completely different colour. You would have thought really hard of, you know, got a bit better really, but no. Still do it all the time. You know, if it's there, I'm just going to use it. Right. And then we're going to just have the umbrella kind of like, well, I guess we could have it to the side even. I was having it kind of here, touching the street name, but actually it might look better, sort of a bit more raised. So maybe not as raised as over to the side, but a little bit. Oh, again, have to be a bit careful here, tricky. Okay. Again, just dab that off a little bit. And we'll just then put that down there. Oops. That looks pretty, doesn't it? And then, do we need anything else? Do we want one of those Martha Stewart butterflies or anything on here? I mean, that fabric feels quite big. I think I might have to trim that down a bit. I wanted to kind of make sure that I had a good amount showing, but to be honest, it's flopping around a lot. I know it will sturdy up once I get the back on, but I think it's just slightly too big. So that's probably better. I've really made a horrible job of cutting that top piece. So let me just level that off a little bit more. Okay. So that looks better, doesn't it? And again, do I have some faux Varimontes? Yeah, I've still got all stuff over my, you know, lovely organiser that Brenda sent me. It's there because I'm working on my Christmas journal still. So, I mean, by the time that this video goes up, hopefully that will be long since finished. But at the moment, I'm still working on it. So I've just got literally stuff everywhere. Everywhere. It's probably the messiest I've seen my desk for, well, quite a while, to be honest. And actually, I'm not liking it. It's not great. I mean, I know that's huge, but it was just the right colour, so I thought, oh, let's just see what that looks like. I mean, obviously it just looks huge, but it was just there. I couldn't resist but try. Oh, right. I can only find this bling at the moment. Right, let me just get some more out of my drawer, which is so annoying because obviously I've got loads sat there that I just can't reach, but okay. Oh, do you know the other things that I've just spotted in that drawer? I've got these little, these are just like little resin butterfly things. used these for a long time. Went through a phase of using these all the time. Quite like them. But I just suddenly thought, oh, I think one of those might look quite sweet on here somewhere. Let me just cut that bit of thread off. Okay, cut this down. That's quite nice, isn't it? Do I just want a little bit of that ivory lace like we did on the other one? Because I think that just sort of vintaged it up a little bit more. And again, I could just ink that tiny bit to go over there. Or this side. No, oh no, not that side. So, yeah, this side. Right, okay. Okay, right, let's glue this down. Okay. Oops, very hot. Okay, and then, do we like that little butterfly? It's kind of sweet, isn't he? Could have the butterfly, I guess, there instead of the bling, but you know me, I always like to have the bling, so let's put the bling here. Oops. And then do we want the butterfly on here or not? Oh gosh, it's literally sticking all over me. Yeah, I think let's have the butterfly there. Just hot glue that on like that, and then I don't have to worry, it's just stuck down. Okay, and then again, just going to pull in the sheet of card, you know, that offcut of card that I had, that we can just then put our paper clip through. So, and again, I'd just go for one of those kind of, you know, larger paper clips, or the medium ones. And I'm going to put it up here. I mean, I think, yeah, I'm still not loving this because it feels very square to me. So I'm going to, I think, just trim that down slightly more. It went more of a square rather than a rectangle, which I don't know about you guys, but I'm not so keen. Not so keen when the base is, you know, more square than rectangular. Okay. Yeah, that looks better, I think. Yeah. Yes, it was just looking a little bit square, and I thought, oh, that's the wrong shape, really, but it looks a bit better now. So, again, might just ink that lace because I didn't do that. Right, so let's just pop this down here. And again, I like to just put some all over the paper clip itself so as it's really nicely stuck down there. And press that down. Okay, so that's our other little one. Super cute, isn't it? And then I thought what we could do is make a couple of the banner sort of paper clips. So these are the ones that we have made them in a mass make, and I always associate them with Yvonne Preston. I don't know whether she actually, you know, came up with them or whether somebody else did, but for some reason I always just think of her when I see them. I think she uses them quite a fair bit, and yeah, just always I think of her whenever I use them. Oh, that's quite nice, isn't it? Both of those look really nice against that paper, to be honest. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fold it over. Oh, I've got stuff on the back. So, right, I was going to kind of make it doubled, but because I have stuff on the back, I'm not going to be able to do that. So just kind of fold them like that. And then just chop them down about here. Okay. And that one. And then this one I'm going to, I think, because obviously this is going to look a bit strange if I, you know, cut it into a banner. But I guess what I could do is cut the bottom bit off. And these are just, you know, scraps from my scraps bin, as I say. But I just then, yeah, do it like that, I think. And then we can just do little, I don't know what you really call these, but the banner shape ends. Let's just call them that for today. Like that. This one I think is looking a little bit wide, so just take it down a bit. Okay. Like that. Okay, these might be too wide as well, but we'll see. I'll just drop that down there. And we'll just then make our little banner pieces like that. And then right there. And then this one. So I'm just trying to do this kind of quickly to, you know, not take all day about it, but we're just cutting in those sort of bannery type shape at the bottom. Oh, come on. Can't really see, to be honest, so I'm obviously not meeting where I'm snipping, but okay, hopefully that's a bit better. Right. Okay, took a while to get there, didn't it? So again, let me just bring in, you know, those medium-sized kind of paper clips. And then, right, so this one is too wide to go on there, so I'm just going to trim this down slightly. Like that. Oops. Right. I've rusted these paper clips with the patina method that I heard Tracy Fox mention, that she had picked up the tip from Andrea at Artie Mays. And yeah, because I've kind of patinaed them, they're slightly stuck together when I first come to use them. They're absolutely fine. They come to, you know, come apart nice and easily, but just that first using after doing the patina, they're kind of a bit stuck together, if you see what I mean. Right, just going to trim that down there. Okay, right, get in there eventually. And then I'll just take one of my smaller banners. So again, just fold that over at the top. And then what I could do is, like, for instance, this one with the blue. Let's have a look at my ink pad colours. Okay. Oh, I must say, aside from knocking everything off the shelf for the second time, loving having all these colours, you know, visible, because you really can then just, you know, easily at a glance look and think, oh, what colour's going to look good here? So I'm going to go for this one. Again, I haven't really got an ink pad that I have used with this, so I'm going to have to use this one, which I'd used for that blueprint sketch, which is obviously quite bright. So again, let me just dab this off. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's quite bright. Okay. Although, to be honest, I often find this one very drab. So perhaps I need a bit of, you know, half and half. Because it might look quite drab when it's on there. Let's have a look. Now, do I want to ink the whole thing with the blue or not? Let me just ink it with the vintage photo first and see how that looks. So back on with the vintage photo on my other ink pad. Okay, let's just ink that up. Let's just go around this edge here. Make it stand out a bit more blue. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to, because I think then it will just, you know, just merge in. So I think it's quite nice to keep them one blue and one not. So I'm just going to go over there like that, if it will fit. Okay, right. So all I'm going to do is just glue both of those bits down. So, oops, oh, went for my old tacky glue, the one that I hadn't put into the Sugar Bell bottle. So let's get rid of that. So just squash this down and then take my other one and squash that one down. Oh my goodness me. Right, glue seeping out everywhere. Right, trying to put this a little bit more at a kind of angle there, just so it's hanging off of there slightly. So I haven't made these for a long time, so clearly I could have done with a practice run, I think. Never mind. I mean, I could now just trim this in slightly, so it's not running quite so, you know, parallel to it. That's better. Just got a bit more of an overhang then, so that's fine. Right, and then I'm just going to glue these down obviously here as well. Okay, and then my little umbrella. Like that. And I think I'm going to have a little bit of lace kind of going across the top. Just across there. So, oops, sorry, my lace is now caught up on something. Okay, let's just fabric tack the lace down. Like that. Okay, snip that off. And there. Oops, come on. That's it. And got my umbrella. Now, I'm just wondering whether I'd like to put a postage stamp or something behind the umbrella. Again, I was kind of leaning towards obviously blue, but to be honest, I think maybe I want something a bit more contrasty to make it stand out. So I might just go for, oh, that's not right, is it? Definitely not that one. Just looking to see if I've got any sort of more brown looking stamps. I mean, that's a blue one. Oh, actually, the blue doesn't look as terrible as I thought. I thought the blue was going to just look really, really samey, but actually it looks quite nice on there. So let's just go for the blue, which is fab because it saves me looking for a beige one now as well. So, okay, let's just push that down. Take my umbrella. Oops. Okay, right, pop that down there. Like that. And then we could have a little bit of bling over there because, of course, we love having the bling everywhere. Right, let's just go for that. Sorry, every time I pick something up, I'm knocking something else. I do apologise. There we go. Oh, how cute are those? That is gorgeous. I love this one. Really love this. So let's do another one using the red umbrella. So again, just take one of those kind of medium-ish size paper clips. Oh gosh, I haven't got one of those handy. Hold on. Oops, trying to reach around to get some from my organiser. There we go. Right. So again, I've probably, cut that a little bit too wide. So just trim that down slightly more. Okay, right. So I'm going to do, I think, the same as what I did on this one, in that I'm going to just vintage photo, you know, what's effectively the bottom banner. Like that. And then this one, I mean, to be honest, because I haven't made these for so long, I had obviously forgotten, but what you really need to do, if you want that kind of wonky look, you know, where one's kind of sitting off the side, if you see what I mean, you're going to need to put it on there wonky, which, you know, of course, that just, yeah, escaped my mind, really. So what I'm going to do is just fold it down like that instead. And then hopefully it will be, you know, a wonky effect on there. Can you see? I just bring it in like that. It's got a wonky sort of look to it, which, yeah, I just haven't made these for a really long time, and so I just kind of couldn't really remember that, but that's, I think, how we kind of achieve that look. So then what I'm going to do is take my candied apple. So again, let me just swap my ink pad before I contaminate with blue. Oh my gosh, this is so bright on here. I'm not sure whether I've overdone it, and it might just look like a sort of horror film. Oh, perhaps it will. Perhaps it will. I don't know. So I'm just going to ink the middle a bit, because otherwise it's really stark against that red. So oh, now I've, yep, contaminated the ink. Right, let me just dab this off. Okay, right, let's get the vintage photo again. I'm just going to try and tone that down a bit because it was so bright. Like that. Okay, let's have a look. So that would be over there. Let's just have a look. Ah, looks pretty good actually. So yeah, that was a relief, because for a moment I thought, oh no, made it really hideous. Which, you know, sometimes that happens, doesn't it? Right, let's just hot glue this now, because I'm just thinking it would be, you know, a lot quicker than having to hold it down. So that's that one. And then obviously the little lopsided one, we just hook in over the top. Oh, come on. Oh, like that. Oh my gosh, I'm really fingers and thumbs today. I do apologise. So we've got that one, and I'm just going to, again, just hot glue this one down. Like that. Over there. And then again, what you can do is obviously glue down on the front so that they're laying together. Oops. Yeah, I'm just having one of those clumsy days, so I do really apologise that I'm so all over everywhere. And again, might just try the postage stamp because it looked so pretty on the last one. Oops. Oh, got hot glue thread. Hold on. Right, get rid of that. Let me just put, I'm going to have the obviously ivory lace across the top because that looked really nice. So let's just glue that down. Okay. Not sure that's quite the right postage stamp. Let me just see. Because that's quite pinky. Oops, now I've got two. Oh, look at this one. Oh, that's the one. That's the one. Yep. Okay, so let's just pop this one down. Like that. Just dab that up. Okay. And then we'll just glue the umbrella down. Like that. And again, I'm just going to dab it off so that it's not got so much seeping out. There we go. Oh. Okay, oh my gosh, sorry. Every time I move it, it's moving. Okay, so that's that one. And we'll just finish that off with a little bit of bling. just to be honest, it looks lovely. I don't really think it needs the bling, but just, you know, bling just always does improve everything, doesn't it? Okay. There we go. Just dab that off. Yay, right, finally we have got them done. So let me clear the decks and then just quickly show you the ones that we've done. Okay, so that's the 4 finished paper clips that we did. So we obviously had the 2 that we did with the, you know, the squares of fabric, which weirdly was what I had planned when I came on to do the video. But strangely, you know, they're not my favourite, and yeah, I've struggled quite a bit to make those. But the banner ones, I absolutely love. They just look so good with those umbrellas. Yeah, really, really love them. So I hope that this maybe gave you some ideas and some inspiration. As I say, the little umbrellas, there's, you know, the neutrals and the vibrants. They're both available in my Etsy. And yeah, thank you so much for stopping by. Hope you all have a great time if you decide to make anything similar. And thank you so much for watching. Thanks, then. Bye.